You know what's wild? You probably think there's one way to become a millionaire woman. Like, there's this one path, this one formula, and if you're not on it, you're doing it wrong. But here's what I've noticed watching women talk about money. The ones who actually have it, they got there completely differently. And the thing is, you've been comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Or worse, comparing your reality to someone else's carefully edited highlight reel. There's the woman who inherited wealth and spent years feeling like a fraud because she didn't earn it. There's the entrepreneur who built everything from nothing and still doesn't feel rich because she's too busy reinvesting. There's the corporate climber who hit 6 figures and realized money doesn't fix what she thought it would. And there's the woman who married into it and has no idea what's actually hers. None of them feel like millionaire women. Not really. They all feel like they're one mistake away from losing it. Or like they don't deserve it. Or like they're supposed to feel different than they do. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Becoming a millionaire and staying a millionaire are two completely different games. And the path you take to get there determines everything about how you'll live once you're there. Your psychology around money, your relationship with work, your sense of security, your actual freedom. It all depends on how you got here. So today, we're breaking down every type of millionaire woman. Not to make you feel bad about where you are, but so you can actually see yourself in one of these paths and understand what it's going to take for you to get there. And more importantly, what it's going to feel like once you do. Hey sis! I'm Maya, your new big sis. I'm here to help you build real wealth and live the life you actually love. No legal jargon, no judgment. If you're ready to stop winging it with your money, hit subscribe and let's do this together. Penny and I are so happy you're here. Let's start with the inheritance millionaire. And I want to be real with you right away. This isn't about judging her, but her journey is completely different from everyone else's, and that matters. The inheritance millionaire didn't have to make the hard decisions. She didn't have to choose between paying rent and investing. She didn't have to work 3 jobs to build capital. The money was just there, and that sounds amazing until you realize something. She never learned what it feels like to earn it. She never felt the satisfaction of building something, and honestly, a lot of inheritance millionaires struggle with purpose. I've talked to women who inherited millions and spent years feeling empty. They'd go to work because they thought they had to, not because they wanted to. They'd spend money on things that didn't matter because the money felt unreal. It wasn't theirs in the way that matters. It was just something that happened to them. The real challenge for the inheritance millionaire isn't making the money. It's deciding what the money is for. Is it for security? Is it for impact? Is it for freedom? Without that clarity, she can drift. She can waste it. Or worse, she can feel guilty for having it while people around her are struggling. But here's what I've also seen. The inheritance millionaires who do it right, they use that head start to build something meaningful. They don't have to work for survival, so they work for purpose. They invest in education, in relationships, in experiences that actually matter. They have the luxury of saying no to things that don't align with their values. That's powerful. Now let's talk about the self-made millionaire. This is the woman who started with nothing, or at least with significantly less. She worked. She sacrificed. She made decisions that other people thought were crazy. The self-made millionaire's superpower is resilience. She knows what it feels like to not have money. She knows what it feels like to want something and not be able to afford it. So when she finally has it, she doesn't take it for granted. She's strategic. She's intentional. She doesn't spend money on things that don't serve her. But here's the shadow side. The self-made millionaire often doesn't know how to stop working. She built her wealth through hustle, so she thinks she has to keep hustling to keep it. She can become obsessed with the number. Is it enough? Will it last? What if something happens? She can work herself into burnout even after she's already won. I've talked to self-made millionaires who made their first million and immediately started chasing the second. Not because they needed it, but because the chase was the only thing that made them feel alive. The money itself wasn't the goal anymore. The proof was, the self-made millionaire who does it right is the one who eventually realizes that the work was the journey, not the destination. She learns to enjoy what she's built. She learns that she can stop proving herself. And that's when her wealth actually becomes freedom instead of just a bigger cage. Then there's the corporate climber. She took the traditional path. She got the degree, she joined the company, she climbed the ladder, and one day she woke up and realized she was making 6 figures. Or 7. And she had a title and a corner office and everything she was supposed to want. The corporate millionaire's strength is discipline. She knows how to play the game. She knows how to network, how to position herself, how to make herself valuable to an organization. She's built a system that generates income consistently. That's real. But the corporate millionaire often has a hidden vulnerability. Her wealth is tied to her job. If she leaves, if she gets fired, if the company goes under, her income disappears. The beautiful cage. It pays well, but it's still a cage. And a lot of corporate millionaires don't realize how trapped they feel until they try to leave. The corporate millionaire who does it right is the one who eventually diversifies. She stops putting all her eggs in the company basket. She builds passive income. She invests. She creates options for herself. And then her corporate job becomes a choice, not a necessity. Now let's talk about the entrepreneur. She's the one who built her own business. Maybe it's a service business, maybe it's a product, maybe it's digital. But she created something from nothing and turned it into a revenue machine. The entrepreneur millionaire's superpower is vision. She can see what doesn't exist yet and make it real. She's creative, she's adaptable, she's willing to take risks. And when it works big. But the entrepreneur's shadow is volatility. Her income isn't stable. One bad quarter can shake her entire world. She's often working more than anyone else because it's her business. She can't just clock out, and she carries the weight of every decision. If something goes wrong, it's on her. The entrepreneur millionaire who does it right is the one who eventually builds a team and systems, so that the business doesn't depend entirely on her. She creates passive income streams. She builds something that can run without her being in it every single day. And that's when her business becomes an asset instead of just a job. There's also the married millionaire. She married someone with money. Or she married someone who built money and they built it together. Either way, her wealth is tied to her relationship. The married millionaire's advantage is partnership. She doesn't have to do it alone. She has someone to share the burden, to make decisions with, to build with. And if the relationship is healthy, that's beautiful. But the married millionaire has a vulnerability that nobody talks about. Her wealth isn't entirely hers. It's entangled with someone else's. If the relationship ends, her financial situation changes. She might not know exactly what she has or how to manage it. She might have deferred financial decisions to her partner. And if something happens to him, she's suddenly responsible for things she never learned. The married millionaire who does it right is the one who stays financially literate. She knows what they have. She knows where it is. She has her own income or her own assets. She's not dependent. She's partnered. And there's a huge difference. And then there's the combination millionaire. She's got multiple income streams. Maybe she has a job and a side business. Maybe she inherited something and also built something. Maybe she's married and also has her own career. She's diversified. The combination millionaire's strength is resilience through diversity. If one income stream dries up, she's got others. She's not dependent on a single source. She's built redundancy into her financial life. But the combination millionaire can also be scattered. She's got a lot of plates spinning. She can get overwhelmed. She can lose focus. And sometimes spreading yourself thin across multiple income streams means you're not fully committed to any of them. The combination millionaire who does it right is the one who's intentional about her diversification. She's not just doing things because they make money. She's building a portfolio that serves her life. That gives her options. That creates real freedom. Here's what I want you to understand. None of these paths is better than the others. They're just different. And they all have strengths and shadows. The inheritance millionaire has security but might lack purpose. The self-made millionaire has resilience but might lack rest. The corporate millionaire has stability but might lack freedom. The entrepreneur has vision but might lack security. The married millionaire has partnership but might lack independence. The combination millionaire has diversity but might lack focus. Your job isn't to become a specific type of millionaire. Your job is to understand which path you're on or which path you want to be on, and then to build the strengths while protecting against the shadows. If you're on the inheritance path, your work is to find purpose, to decide what the money is actually for, to use it intentionally instead of just letting it sit. If you're on the self-made path, your work is to learn when to stop, to celebrate what you've built, to let yourself rest without feeling like you're falling behind. If you're on the corporate path, your work is to diversify, to build assets that don't depend on your job, to create options for yourself. If you're on the entrepreneur path, your work is to systematize, to build a business that doesn't need you in it every single day, to create stability within the chaos. If you're on the married path, your work is to stay educated, to know what you have, to maintain your own financial independence even within the partnership. If you're on the combination path, your work is to get intentional, to decide what you're really building, to focus your energy on what actually matters. And here's the thing that nobody tells you. Most millionaires aren't just one type. They're a combination. The self-made millionaire who eventually gets married, the corporate climber who starts a side business, the inheritance millionaire who builds her own career. Your path isn't fixed. You can change it, you can add to it, you can evolve, but you have to be intentional about it. You have to understand where you are, where you want to go, and what that's going to require from you. It's no use just listening to me. Your task for today is this. I want you to identify which type of millionaire woman you are right now or which type you're closest to becoming. Write it down. And then write down one thing you need to work on, one shadow you need to protect against, one strength you need to lean into. Do it and tell me in the comments. Tell me which type you are and what you're working on. Because I want to celebrate with you. And I want to know that you're thinking about this intentionally instead of just hoping it happens. Before you go, if this felt like the chat you needed today, subscribe so we can keep hanging out. And if you have a friend who needs a financial big sis too, share this with her. Let's help all our girls understand their path to wealth. You got this. Take care of your money, sis. I'll see you soon.